Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and here's an update on our kitchen. So there hasn't been any construction lately, I think, until next week. Okay, they said they'll come back after 7 days. And here the countertops, I think they are now dry. They're dry. I think they're now dry. Almost dry. So we are left with just one countertop for the pizza oven. We didn't have the deformed bars for this, so yeah, we now have them. I think we got them today. Yes, we got them today in the morning. So yeah, we'll ask them to come and, what do you call it, frame.
Yes. And frame our countertop.
And frame our counter, the other one remaining, and I think it will also have to wait for 7 days. So yeah, that's where we are with the kitchen building, and we have plans for this place. We are thinking, we're thinking a lot of things we'll be sharing with you along the along the journey, but it's almost done, so I can't wait to start, using it. I can't wait. So I think if you have noticed, our kitchen is a bit far from our house for a reason, because this is actually our entertainment place for our visitors, and we also wanted it to be under a tree, like for shade. Our place doesn't have much trees, and we only have about 3 big trees, but the other trees are actually very far. So this is the only tree which is close to our house, and also the space is bigger, and also it's at the backyard. So we have another kitchen at the front of the house. So I think I'll have 3, 4 kitchens here.
We choose.
Different, both with different looks, guys. I'll be choosing where I want to. Different plans. The one at the front will be more like those the modern ones, the barbecue kind of kitchens next to the pool. Guys, I don't know how to explain this, but anyway, those ones, those ones will take time to build with the proper the metal material frames. Yeah, because of the termites also. Yeah. So that's the plan. So we actually don't mind the distance. It's not too far. It's less than 100. Not even, maybe 50.
Maybe 30.
Maybe 30. It's less than. And the space is big because we need to have like 4 sections here. I think I've shared this before, but I'll just share a few pictures so you can get an idea for those who don't watch us on the other channel. Playing, sitting, fire pit here. So this place was actually good for that. Yeah. And in my inbox, our inbox, actually, we usually get the main purpose of this video actually is that we usually get questions. People our age who still have children in school asking us how we navigated that, schools, being in the rural areas. So guys, I got distracted by people we're passing. So I was saying people our age are usually asking us what those want to move to the villages, but their main concern is on the schools. In the villages, the schools are now different, very different from the schools in the cities. So there are questions like, how did you navigate that, and what are your plans with your child? What are you going to do? Which schools is she going to attend? Some were asking, okay, let me first address this first question. So regarding schools, we don't mind our daughter to attend the local schools. We have seen that government schools, well, what can I say? I can't give them all the props like they are good, things like that, but they are not as bad, especially here. I've seen the teachers, I've seen, no, it's actually different from how teachers here are more focused on the on education, on no, it's going to, what can I say? So it was saying that we've since realized that teachers here are more focused on tutoring. It's actually different from how it is in Harare, or maybe it's not different everywhere. But we are lucky enough that here we've got better schools. Infrastructure is so good. We loved it, and we also have private nursery. What is it? Kindergarten, nursery,
Yes, necessary schools.
creche, nursery schools.
About
Three, and there's also a private high school. So I think it all depends with the location. And besides all that, we are not going to opt for the private schools. We are going to opt for the government school road. And because I believe now the private schools, it's more like money making schemes. But there are so many private schools. Anyone who just has money capital to start a business, they're just going for that business. Do they have passion for it? Like, what's their drive? Go at the best interest for their students, or what? You know, we didn't see that. We're not seeing that in these new private schools.
we are not really sold.
Yeah, we're not sold. So we prefer the government schools, and of course, with our help of private lessons, also after schools, internet is there, readily available, so we can always, we are always, and being here in the rural areas, we have more time to actually pay attention to our children, spend more time with them. So I think it will actually be good. Besides the school, as parents also need to be paying attention, being very active in their lives, and helping them. And the lesson that you are going to be teaching them here might be more valuable than the lesson they'll ever get anyway. This way of life is, from what I've seen in the cities, most children are now being affected by the drug things. And being here, kids are more away from the influence. Kids are always occupied, they always have something to do.
Yes.
Either they're tending to the garden, to animals. The parents here, we have more time now. Less stress, less working. So we spend more time with children, grooming them, nurturing them, which is very different when you are in the city. You are more focused on your work, busy, or you come late, you come back home late. The children are always, alone with the house helpers, that kind of thing. So for us, it wasn't really a challenge, or it wasn't really something that we had to sit down and ponder on, like, so what are we going to do? Because actually we don't mind the government schools. We actually, more focused on how we are going to groom and nurture our children.
Yes, and the other thing is I like the government schools because of the curriculum, like sports activities, arts, drama, all those curriculums. Most of them, they are not readily available in these private schools.
No, the thing is, the private schools don't have space. Some of the private schools don't have space. It's
Even for grounds,
it's
sporting.
more of English speaking, learning how to communicate in English for most of these private schools. So I don't know. I think it just depends with the people's choices. For us, it was an issue. It was just a walkover regarding schools. We don't mind. We are comfortable. We have seen people who are doing so well in societies who went to rural schools.
Yes.
So I think it also depends with your child's personality, character. That's where parents come in. We, the parents, nurture them, for to have a better future tomorrow. It's not only about school, it's also about nurturing them, grooming them in the Lord's way, God fearing, things like that. So yeah, schools were not even in question. Then other thing was hospitals. When it comes to healthcare, I think it's also important to remember. I think we are all aware that healthcare here is much lower than in the cities. And I think if you are planning to move to the village, and hospitals are your main concern, I think it's always good to have a backup plan. for us, our backup plan is transport. Transport. And I was actually surprised that healthcare is actually free for all here. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I went to the clinic recently and I was surprised. I thought, I was waiting for them to tell me to, to now make the payments, and no one asked for payment. I was like, okay, I like this. It's only then after they saved me. That's when I saw the notice, like, yeah, Badare, it's free, everyone is free, no payment. Okay, that's nice. I didn't know that. It's just unfortunate that there is no the availability of drugs. They can only write you a prescription and you have to go to the town to get. That's the setback now. Like, there are no drugs. I think they only have like Paracet, all those, things. Those pills, like painkillers. I didn't ask more, but I was given a prescription that the injection that I needed, we only had to get it in the town. So I think that's the setback, that's the disadvantage. But I was saying our backup plan is transport. So when we were deciding to move, when we thought about the hospitals, we only considered like what's the distance, and if in case of any emergency, what will be our reaction? What are we going to do? Are we going to? There's a mission school close by, but we're not also sure if there's how's the quality of the of the healthcare, of the everything there. We're not really sure about that, but we've heard that it's not as bad. There's another one. I'm not also sure about that. I think we will need to do our research further. But for us, when we decided to come, we're like, okay, as long as our backup plan is transport, fuel. We need fuel. We should always maintain our what do you call it? Our petrol tank on half, like half tank always, in case there is an emergency. We can just run to the general hospital or any hospital in Gweru. Gweru is not so far from us. It's like 30, if not for the bad roads, it will take us 20 minutes or less. I've been in Mushikashika and it took us like approximately 20, although the roads are bad. You know what Mushikashika, how they don't care. They'll just drive anyhow. But for us, it usually takes us about 40 minutes because Baba is a careful driver.
Filling every pothole.
So yeah, for us, we are fortunate enough that we're not too far from the city. It's easy, it's easily accessible. We can just rush in case of any emergency, and I think that's it for us. So I think it's also something that people should consider when planning to move. I don't know where you'll be moving to, how easily accessible is the nearest city, the roads, things like that. Yeah. So yeah, what's the other question that I wanted to respond to? So I've already covered transport, schools, and hospitals. I think those were the main concerning questions for people who still have children, especially schools. People are so concerned about schools, and I wish people would not really consider that much, because nowadays we also have homeschooling. If you want this kind of life, homeschooling is also another option, I think. Or they can go to any local school, just not to have that interaction, that school, whatever background. But also at home, you doing your part as a parent. I think my daughter is crying. Matt! Okay, I'm back, guys. So other thing that people also concerned about was job opportunities. I think we all know that in the village there are no job opportunities. Slow-paced life, no jobs. So for us, I think I'll just answer these questions referring to us. It makes it easier. I can tell you, but I don't know how your life decisions are or what you are considering most. I don't know, but for us, we are lucky enough that we're not formally employed. But what we've since realized is that there are so many opportunities that one can get into. You just need to have the brains or the I may know the term,
The willingness.
the willingness to go for those kind of jobs. We actually discussed, I think we discussed about 2 3 jobs. It's something that you would actually never think of when you're moving here, because we are people, when they are moving to the villages, we are more focused on the projects, on rearing animal husbandry, selling chickens, what do you call it, agriculture, the gardening things, crop farming, things like that. That's where most of our focus tend to go to. But after living here for like 6 months now, we've actually seen some different, opportunities, revenues that you can actually, make, to make money. For instance, very good money. For instance, one example, there is, guys, I'm sorry, stop. Guys, making content with a toddler is not easy, guys. Here, so many distractions. So, guys, I was saying, there are, business opportunities different from the ones that we are used to, or the ones that we tend to only, think about. You can actually make good amount of money just by making bricks, guys. There's a piece of land that we saw, me and my husband, that had that into termite soil. Guys, it was huge, and you could only just imagine how many bricks you can make from that. These bricks, guys, these farm bricks that we are actually using to build our house. These go for $50 per thousand. So we've seen someone who's into this business, and what he does is going around the village buying, when he sees in a tour, in a termite you in your compound, you buy it from you. We didn't ask how much he buys. I think it depends with the size. But he's making good money, guys. So I'm sure there are other manual jobs that you can actually do, because there are people, Zimbabweans, right, who are in South Africa or in Botswana, in other countries, who are doing manual labor, manual work. Guys, imagine if you are doing that here in Zimbabwe, but now running it as a business. And with exposure, guys, I'm sure you can turn it into
something big,
something that can sustain you. But people are always asking, like, what about jobs? What about this? What about this? Okay, fine. Let's say I want to move to the village. What can I do? Where do I begin? Where do I start? Guys, if you're already used to doing the hard labor, I'm sure making bricks, getting help, and do you know how much they're paid? The help, $5 or $5 to $10, between 5 to 10 per thousand bricks. And bricks are $50, so that means you're just removing $5. That means your profit is 45. No, and you remove money for firewood. Still, your profit might be $40, guys.
Over 50% profit.
Hey, guys, we did the calculations. So yeah, moving here, living here, we're actually seeing things in a different way. Okay. So if you are to ever get into another different business, which is actually something that we can consider doing, and we won't need to do it ourselves, we just get people to help us, to do it for us. People wait for us, just be pushing them, providing food, everything that they need. So I think once you move, or before you move, maybe you can go on the ground and do your case studies, do your research, and you actually, your eyes will be open to something different. Then you can use that money to sponsor those common business that you are used to, the projects that everyone else, that we are used to doing, the chicken referral runs, the goats, the cows, the pigs, all those ones that people are always looking out for. Yeah. So I won't share much, because those are also some of the opportunities that we might want to explore.
But at least we have shared something.
We've shared something with you guys. I think we've opened your eyes. Now you will have a different mindset when you are looking. Okay. Besides, what else can be done? Yeah, so living here, you'll see things, guys. You'll see things when you're on the ground. Unlike when you're not here. It's something that we never thought of when we're not here. But now that you're like, okay,
That's
okay,
money right
that's
there.
money right there.
Mm.
It might not be much, but it will sustain you.
Yeah.
Especially for those who don't know where to begin, where to start. I think it's
You can start
enough.
from there.
You can start from there. It's enough money. So yeah, guys, what are the question they want to respond? Oh, also, guys, when you're moving to the village, you need to put your mindset in that space. Like you need to get used to living without all the luxuries. Life will be difficult, guys. It was difficult for us, but we've prevailed.
We are still pushing through.
We're still pushing through, guys. There are so many differences, so many different. I'm sure people are aware of this. You just need to get used to that. Like all the luxuries of the city life are gone, but it saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Also, being here in a slow-paced environment with no luxuries, I
That's a lot of money.
you guys you have no idea.
That's when you get to realize that most of the money we use is on luxuries
Yes.
than necessities.
Yes, most of the money that we use is on luxuries and necessities, guys. Like, period. We are just spending money on unnecessary things. We are getting by with less,
Me too.
but the only luxury that I will never want to lack is internet. Never.
That's a special luxury.
Guys, that's a special one. That's what it's very much needed.
That's a need. It's not a luxury anymore.
It's a need these days. Guys, we've been getting by without gas. In Harare, I would never
Never
go a day.
without gas.
Guys, it's been almost 1 week and a half or 2 weeks, if not
Without
2 weeks.
gas.
We've been cooking on fire, and it's been like, what can I say?
Normal.
Normal. Normal. At first, when we moved, I was, when I would think it's so very difficult to be cooking on fire every day, waking up, you have to do this and prepare. I thought it was a lot of work until we ran out of gas. And here it's $2.40 compared to the city. It's like that's the most expensive thing. It's like it's a luxury. I think that's why it's expensive. People don't usually just buy gas. It's a luxury, so it's very expensive here. In town it's $1.50. So we were like, nah, we'll wait. We will wait.
We use firewood.
We'll use firewood for now. Okay, so yeah, it saves you a lot. I'm sure we've saved a lot of money. Although using firewood is it's also tiring when it comes to doing the dishes. But the meals, guys, the firewood meals are so nice.
Very tasty.
Very tasty. That's charcoal, whatever smell that thing. You guys, it's a lot of work when doing the dishes, but you enjoy the meals.
Yeah,
big time. You enjoy the meals. So yeah, guys, finally we sent someone with our gas tank to help us refill it in town. We sent someone, a local driver, so hopefully we'll be getting it today. We're just getting so relaxed. We had the money, but we're just like, okay, we'll look for someone. I will go. Maybe we are going. Every day we just. I love this. I love this life. It's very carefree. And what else do you want to talk about? So yeah, guys, basically that's it. Then I don't think there's more that I would like to share. I don't, if you have other questions for us, guys, you can just ask us in the comment section, and then we can respond to it in another video. And then we'll do the update, guys. We don't have funds anymore to continue with our building. We need bricks. And the money that we have now, we want to use it to buy our equipment for business, equipment, photography equipment. So we decided to let's just wait a bit so that we don't get into those equipment funds. we were already kind of getting carried away. And thank God we realized that let's put a hold on this. So that we can put in projects, so that we can, so that we don't get to use our photography equipment funds that we've been putting aside. So yeah, we'll be getting into business soon, guys. And then after that, after we acquire our gear, then we'll resume building. We'll resume building, guys. We can't wait to finish our building chain, our building our house, our mansion, guys. So, guys, yeah, there you have it from us. Those who have been asking us to talk, since this is an English channel, talk more about life, and yeah, we'll be giving you updates here and there. But we actually also started thinking, like, we want this story to be diverse for anyone, even those who don't also understand English, anyone who's interested in seeing what we're up to in Zimbabwe. Even though they don't understand, maybe they're Arabic, it's not
French.
Maybe they're French, maybe they're Russians, so why the wider the better for us financially.
So
we'll be mixing, we'll be like doing the ASMR videos, just writing, and we also talk when we need to talk. Like, for instance, for now, we like, okay, let's just share this with everyone, in case someone else is also wondering. Because I've also realized that some people are not so free to get in touch with us on Facebook. Feel free, guys. I will take time to respond because of the many messages, but we do respond when we get time, when we are free. We do respond. So yeah, feel free to ask us anything that you might be interested in, to help you on your journey, since we've already started. So I can say we are 6 months in and we are very experienced.
Experience Homestead.
Experience Homestead. 6 months experience, guys. You have no idea.
Full time
homesteading, not half time. Not half time. What do you call it?
Not occasional.
Not occasional.
Not farm
guys.
visit.
Guys.
Visit.
English is not our language. Yo. I was fighting my soul, I was fighting everything in me to if this was Shona, I was going to anyways, guys, I hope you've learned one or two things, even though the explanations were not as fluent or the English was not eloquent and smooth.
But at least
you've picked one or two things. You understood something, guys. You picked one or two things that made you. And the most important thing, guys, when you're considering to move to the villages, guys, I had forgotten. Guys, you must also know that in the villages, in the village communities, they operate with their own set of rules. So it's something that you also have to consider when you're moving there. You have to know how to live among the communities that you are going to be. It's different from the city. There are certain rules that you need to follow, certain things that you need to follow when you're moving. Although some things are getting lost, in modernization or whatever, but there are certain cultures and traditions and rules, in the villages that you also have to take note of when you're moving here. Besides the schools, the hospitals, those are the most, I think, like, that's number one thing to consider when you're moving from the city to the village. There's a certain way you have to live by. People here, they tend to be very, very friendly. You just be waving at strangers, even those you don't know, and also, you don't need to be pushing yourself too hard to get into the community, especially if you're not familiar with the place. Take it slow, getting to know people slowly. You don't need to push it so hard. It's hard for people, even for me, actually. You can't just be opening up to anyone just because you are from the same village, that kind of thing. But there are certain rules, and that's the most important thing.
So make sure
know how to live amongst the village community. Don't bring your city character and the city thing, that city pompous thing here in the village. No. It's not acceptable. We, the villagers, won't accept you.
Yes.
Bye.